Hi Taurus, welcome to your August 2018 monthly readings. Sorry about that, you guys. I stole my brother's chocolate bar. I'm eating it. So, it's toffee. I got, like, toffee stuck in my mouth there. My brother's a Scorpio. He's gonna be really pissed I did that. Oh, man. We usually get along. Our biggest fights have always been about, food. It could be because I got a South Node in Taurus. Maybe that's why. But we do have pretty epic fights over food where he's got a Leo ascendant and I got a Leo moon. My sister's actually a Leo sun. My poor mother and father. So everybody gets into it. We're all like, roar! Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic month. Actually, you guys got the same card as Capricorn did, which is a little weird. I actually put it back in the deck because it fell out. And then I did it again, and it fell out again. So we're just going to go with it. So you got, I'm using these, I'm shedding here. I'm using, like, natural healing cards. So they're like fruits, vegetables, plants, flowers, that type of thing. You guys got the apple tree. And apple tree is about ethics, okay? So, morals, values, that type of thing. You want to stay in your integrity, okay? It's talking about staying in your integrity. Taking responsibility for the knowledge that you've accumulated and choosing to live in an ethically moral manner. So it's like, it's almost like I don't want to say a warning, but something can occur where somebody's going to try to get you off balance, and you need to stand in your integrity and ethically be responsible. So it's like, yes, you can stoop to their level, but you don't have to, right? Because that's ethical not to stoop to their level. Okay, and this is also a time when you're going to have to be calling the shots. Okay, and you're going to have to be so, like, very grounded when you make these decisions and do it from an ethical point of view, if that makes sense. If you're suffering from, like, cramps, okay, oh, we got a card that flipped. We got the Ace of Wands. Ooh, nice card, you guys. So if you're suffering from, like, low blood sugar, cramps, apples are really good for that. If you got, you got the Knight of Wands. If you got, headaches, I don't know if I said that. If you have headaches, apples are also really good for headaches. If some of you are suffering from morning sickness, okay, pregnancy came through, apples are also really good for that. I find the peels of apples really upset my stomach, so I always peel it off. Healthy snacks, okay, blood sugar levels, because it's talking about foods, okay? And it's funny because I said to Capricorn, you gotta practice what you preach, and I just ate my brother's chocolate bar, so it's not the healthiest thing. You know, I could have eaten an apple, but because I was just about to suggest, like, healthy snacks, and I just ate a chocolate bar, so, but honestly, I eat everything in moderation, and, it's that time of the month, so, you know, like, I need my chocolate, but, like, a healthy snack is, like, apples and peanut butter, okay? I know that sounds odd. It's the best snack ever, you guys. My mom used to give me that when I was a kid. I've mentioned that to people before, and they thought it was quite strange. I'm not a peanut butter and banana fan. I don't know. It's a texture issue for me. It's too mushy. But with the apple, it's nice and crunchy and juicy, and peanut butter is, like, really sticky, right? But peanut butter is really healthy for you, too. My dad's been on me about eating peanut butter. Yeah, I can't remember what his big spiel was, because Capricorns are, like, you know, narrators. got a whole biography on peanut butter when he was telling me why I should eat it. I use a lot of physical energy. You have the Two of Wands. You got all Wands cards, you guys. You guys are just on fire. Okay? What you need to grow, you guys, is making decisions. All right? So there could be some things happening, and you need to make ethical calls here. Okay, you need to make decisions, and they got to come from an ethical, I want to say point of view, but you have to make them. Okay, and you want to make them in a very, it may be in a like a Libra manner. Okay, because you got a lot of fire here, and a lot of people, the planet Venus, you're ruled by it. Okay, it's very tumultuous. All right, it's a like active volcano. So I mean, you could be feeling quite passionate if there's something happening with Libra or Venus. Okay, I don't know, that came through. I do think like Venus is moving into Libra. That could have already happened. I don't know. I'm not really up to date with it. But you want to ensure that your passions and desires don't get off hand. Okay, like if you're getting quite moody a lot, it's your blood sugars are low, so you want to eat healthy. You definitely need to take action on things. Okay, and with the Knight of Wands, it is a Sagittarius card. Okay, and you do have the Knight, or not Knight, Ace of Wands. Okay, and when a lot of readers see that, they're like, oh, this person's going to come in and out of your life. They're very for a one-night stand, right? Because I don't really like dealing with love. I think it's a predator-prey scenario. So that's just my opinion. With the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands, that's not always true. Okay, the Knight of Wands, I am a Sagittarius. I'm 33. I've only been in long-term relationships. So, I mean, a lot of people have stereotypes for specific signs and cards. Okay, my sister's a Leo. She's only been in one long-term relationship. It's like 5 years long. My mom's an Aries. She's only been in 2 long-term relationships. Okay, and she hasn't been in, like, she never dated anybody else. Okay, so it's a misconception. All right, so like if a fire sign comes into your life, because I'm getting spiritual messages here, it's not like, because if you've heard stereotypes, it's not to knock that down. All right, for you ladies out there, I don't want like. And the Knights are in a learning phase, so this is talking about whether you're old or young, you're going to be bumped to the Knight level, which means that, okay, there's like quests happening, and with quests, that means it's an adventure, things you got to learn, new skills that you got to learn. Okay, you have to go on the journey, though, in order to gather the knowledge and the wisdom that you need, and you have to learn through experience. Okay, so there's new experiences that you're going to be having. Okay, and you may be afraid of change and following your curiosity. Okay, and this is spiritual because it's fire. Fire is associated with spirituality. All right, but it is talking about you can't have fears. You have to make decisive decisions and take action on it. Okay, like some of you may have a choice over a fire sign. Okay, actually my boss is a Taurus. This is concerning me. He's awesome though. I do love him. We're great guy. We get along quite well. And I know people say that Sagittarius and Tauruses don't. I got a cousin who's married to a Taurus female. All right. He's a Sag too, actually. And they've known each other for years. Like, I think they met when they were 20. He's like older. He's like 47 or something like that. Okay. But this is also talking about children. Okay. Some of you could get knocked up. That is true. This is passion, right? A lot of fire, a lot of passion. It's a lot of romance. Okay. So it's talking about in your relationships, you may need to get the romance back. You may need to take action and steps to light that fire, rent a hotel with a fireplace, a little bow chicka bow wow. It's putting the effort in, like some of you may need to go out and, experience new things with your partner. If you have children, it's talking about your children need to exert more energy physically, have more experiences. So this means, Tauruses are great parents. This is talking about going out. You may have a child who's very active. Okay, fire sign, it doesn't, or non-fire sign, you have a child that is very outgoing and charismatic. Okay, so they're very active, so they need to be put in sports like soccer, football, tennis. It could even be golf. Okay, because if you have a child that's not a fire sign, but they are very extroverted, like they're very outgoing, they may be an earth sign or a water sign, so they're much more tamer, calmer, and they still need to physically exert some energy, especially if you notice that they're restless, moody, or cranky, then they need to exert physical energy. So it could just be talking about family hikes, things like that. Um, there's decisions that you have to make, okay? And it's forward moving. You're gonna be enlightened. You're gonna be given information. Again, this concerns me because my boss is a Taurus. And because I'm a Sag, I got a Sag Mercury, I suffer from foot and mouth syndrome, you guys. The shit that comes out of my mouth sometimes to him, and it's a Taurus, right? Like, so, sometimes I just, and I do this, right? So I'm quite spiritual, but I got a regular job just like everybody else because you got to pay bills, right? Like, so, like, we have very profound, deep conversations. Sometimes he blows my mind, and I'm sure sometimes I blow his mind with the ridiculous shit that comes out of my mouth. But Taurus doesn't hold it against you. All right? Taurus gives you props where you need your props, like, when I've called people on their stuff, my Taurus boss was like, "Holy shit, good for you, Ashley," like. There's something about, like, adrenaline seeking. You don't want to do that. Where lava is coming through, which is really weird. Maybe some of you, like, are planning a trip to Hawaii or something, because that's, like, when I think of lava, I think of Hawaii. I'm not sure why. It's talking about passions and desires. You're going to be quite creative because this is an energy that you're going to be taking on, so it's quite creative. This is new ideas. It's new passions, new desires, new goals. Okay, it's talking about setting goals, making the decision, again, with ethics. Okay, so it's holding yourself accountable, taking responsibility. Okay, with the apple tree, taking responsibility. Okay, it takes time for that apple tree to grow and before it can mature and grow the fruit. So whatever you want to achieve, you're going to be in a student phase, and just know creativity wise, again, because I deal with energies, I can only see root issues, and how that plays out for all of you is going to be different. But I can just see the core issue, which is kind of a pun there with apples, right? The core. So you want to get to the core of the issue, you guys. Oh, I love the way things work out sometimes. We're live people. I got a Sag Mercury. I don't think things through while I'm talking. So as you're getting it, I'm getting it. Where there's a core issue that you need to make a decisive decision on. Okay, so if you have a partner, it's talking about things with your partner. This is movement. You could have to move somewhere. All right, taking action on moving. It's a journey. It's an adventure. This is talking about not being scared, though. Okay, like, don't fear things changing. All right. Taurus is a fixed sign. I got a lot of fixed energy. I got a stellium in Scorpio. I got Taurus, South Node, Aquarius, Mars and Venus, Leo Moon. Those are all 4 of the fixed signs. I'm quite stubborn. And even me as a Sag, because I got, like, Sag Sun sits in Cancer. I'm not as, like, outgoing and fiery as most Sagittarians are. You would think they are. Stereotypes again, right? Like, I'm very homey. I have my moments. And I do fear change sometimes too, right? Like, and I'm sure with, like, the Lions Gate and everything that's happening planetarily with the energies that I got, I'm being forced to make changes that, I'm being stubborn about and I am holding on to. But it's talking about definitely making decisions. You have the 8 of Swords here. Let's see. Okay, so this is talking about trusting your intuition, because you guys are ruled by, like, the High Priestess card, okay, or the Hierophant card, or the Empress card, or the Emperor card. Okay, taking on those energies, you may have to use your intuition to make decisions, but you're not going to make these decisions on what you hear or just what you see. You got to align the 2 of them, what you hear and see, okay? Because maybe you have a partner and they need their language of love, because the language of love is different for everybody. They may be more, they may need more words of affirmation, okay? That might be their language of love. or you have a partner who shows, okay? Because if this is Sagittarius, generally speaking, they show their love, all right? So they're like providers. They're like, you know what's coming to mind? That Jay-Z and Beyonce song, Upgrade You. That's very much, and Jay-Z's a Sag with a Venus Aquarius, I believe. I don't know if he has Mars Aquarius, but I do know he has a Venus Aquarius. Um, so that's basically the way that they love. So like maybe you're the one that likes words of affirmation, uh, and they're just more of a shower. All right, like so you gotta see a little bit different, okay? Because you're mentally confused somehow. So like the way you're gonna solve that is by aligning what you see and what you hear, aligning both of them, not just one of them, okay? Because one of them will create an illusion. You could be listening too much to what you're hearing, okay? So if you've been listening too much to what you're hearing, now you have to use the other method, seeing, and then align the two of them, okay? Just to protect you. Information gathering, though, you got to go out, you got to seek the people. There's people that you got to meet, places you got to go, things you got to do, people you got to see, okay? That type of energy, you're going to get a lot of information that way, okay? You may even get understanding. What you need to know is you got a lot of passion here, okay? There's somebody that can help you too. You just got to go out and seek it. I'm seeing writing and drawing, paintbrush, like sewing needle and thread, okay? Adventures happening here. So this could be like going to a cottage or something with your kids, going camping with your kids, okay? There is health, though. I do see like a younger one here. Acne. Apples are also good for acne, okay? Maybe you do have a Virgo child. Actually, if you're younger and you do suffer from acne, I mean, sure, the negative of that is you have acne now, but when you're older, one of the benefits, it's been scientifically proven that people that suffered from acne at a young age look older or look younger when they're older. So, you know, it might suck when you're younger, but just know when you're older, you're going to reap benefits from that. All right. It has to do with oils in the skin. I believe it makes it, because their skin's tighter, they don't get as many wrinkles and lines because of the oil in the skin. But if you suffer from acne, apple's really good for it. Getting more apples. You have meditation here. Oh, this is a beautiful card, you guys. All right. This is like when you're MIA because like spiritually you got feathers here. Look for feathers on the sidewalk. They could be guiding you. Okay. This is like spiritual downloads, information, but this is also a decision that you can't go back on. Okay, so there's like a decision you're gonna make that like after you've made it, just know that you're not gonna be able to go back on it. So you want to ensure that you're gathering all the experience and knowledge and wisdom that you need before you make this decision and take action on it. Okay. You need quiet time, so getting your water is really good for you guys. You have the Five of Wands. Oh man, like this is not one of my favorite cards, I'm not gonna lie. The Five of Wands comes up. This is like when arguments are occurring, people's egos are being bruised and hurt, so they're taking actions against other people to cause harm to them. It can be because of the ego being bruised and stuff, that also includes jealousy and things like that. So, Taurus, if anybody's doing anything of that sort towards you, it's because they're jealous, all right? Or like you have something that they want. Don't get yourself stuck in this argument. This could be why like being ethical is coming through here, making the right decision, right? So not getting involved in any shenanigans, okay? Not reacting again when somebody tries to get is provoking you, pushing your buttons, because you're going to give them what they want, and it's almost like the universe is going to put you out here to see if you have self-control is what I'm getting. And then you have Judgment, which is Ascension. Okay, this is like a second chance being given, redemption. This is like being spiritually guided, though, is what I'm getting. Like you will be given synchronicities and stuff like that to, You may need a pause to see the symbols, signs, synchronicities. Don't feel bad for taking a long time before you take actions, because with this guy, too, they can be, you know, especially when it's Sag, they're quite, you know, Sag is actually quite lucky because it's Jupiter. They take a lot of risks, right? And not risk as in like gambling and things like that. That's more of an Aries energy. So you, like, if you're dealing with an Aries, you want to watch finances, but you don't want to be too riskful. They generally speaking, when they're in this phase, they do make a lot of mistakes, okay? But mistakes are meant to happen so you grow and you learn and you advance, okay? Like, you're not going to grow and learn unless you make mistakes. You learn from mistakes, okay? But this person's not afraid to take action, all right? Like, they will take, you know, they're quite optimistic. Stupidly so. But, like, I can say that because I am a Sag. But generally speaking, everything happens for a reason. It works out in the end. So, I mean, they learn through their mistakes and their faults, all right? This is also talking about self-reflection, okay? Fire signs, a lot of people say that they're the most aggressive signs, which is true, okay? Like, argumentative, they say. But it's, in a sense, it's because fire signs don't hold on to things. They express themselves in the moment, because if they don't, then their fire gets put out, all right? So they have to express themselves. But they always reflect back on after they said something. So when they get into an argument, they always reflect on it. And they usually feel quite guilty or bad about what they've said, what they've done. But it is a time for reflection with the meditation card here, because whatever decision is going to be made, it's not going to be able to go back on. All right? So it's like, if something hurtful happens, that person's not going to be able to take back the words or what they did. Okay? And it's going to cause a finality of things. Okay? There could be somebody also here, okay, that's quite passionate, very energetic, very outgoing, very enthusiastic. They're somehow being trapped. Like, okay, so this could be you, okay? You're very outgoing, very enthusiastic, very good looking even, very creative. Okay, other people can see that as a threat. Okay, so that can be creating the problems. Okay, and if people see that as a threat, that's because they're in a fear state of mind, a state of lack. Okay, there's more than enough to go around for everybody in the world. Ideas, all right? Like, some people, they get ideas, they hold on to them because they think somebody's going to steal it, which is true. You know, I am like a Sag with a Sag Mercury, so things just come out. I do have a lot of ideas. I've given them to people freely. It doesn't bother me to do that, you know, like, is what they decide to do. Either they could, you know, sometimes I don't have the capability of the ideas, right? It's not my life path, but other people do because it's their life path, right? So I'll give suggestions like, oh, you should do this, start a business in this category, right? What good is it going to do me? Like, it's not meant for me, right? You can share ideas. Like, there's enough to go around for everybody out there. There's no need to be in a fear state of mind thinking, oh, I got to hold on to this. This is mine. It doesn't work like that, all right? Like, you could have some people that are like that. Okay, they live in a fear state of mind, you know, like, you want to ensure that you're, you know, I say this quite often, Tauruses, you know, I got a lot of dedicated people that watch. It's nurture nature comes into effect in those areas. They could have some traumas that they haven't dealt with, but your fears are heard as well as your prayers are heard. So ensure that you're listening to your inner voice and not the people feeding your fears trying to trap you. Okay, because you have two polar opposite energies here. All right, it comes down to you though. You want to be in a calm mindset when you make decisions. You don't want to react too quickly. You do want to learn things though. Okay, because with the Knight of Wands, it's in a learning phase. All right, it's a student teacher. Like, you can't be a teacher unless you are a student. Okay, those people that don't continuously learn, they can't teach anything. They're not willing to grow. Okay, so whether you're 40, 50, 60 here, this is talking about growing. Okay, you're going to be quite creative. It is saying that. You got a lot of ambitions. Ask questions because you don't want to be taken advantage of. You know, like, trust your intuition, your gut feeling. Follow your dreams. Any dreams you guys have, anything that you want to change, you have the capability of doing that. It is saying, you know, you can't rush things. Things will naturally fall onto your lap, like the direction you need to go, the information you need to know, the experiences that you need to have naturally will fall into your lap. Okay, you don't need to use magic for this. It just happens naturally. Magic, if you're trying to use magic, cast spells, things like that, that always backfires. All right, strings attached with that, you can't mess with free will. Free will is just natural. All right. I'm getting a very gypsy feel. And the third eye being opened here is also coming through. Okay, so if you're like ascending, it can be quite scary when you get downloads, when your third eye is being activated. It is quite scary. It can even be traumatic for some people, how they experience it. You know, I know my personal experience with it was quite traumatic. You know, some people think they're losing their mind when it's happening, but you know, it does end. Okay, you just have to be very grounded. Because sometimes when the third eye is open, if it is open and it is activated, the amount of information you get can be quite overwhelming. And it's not necessarily you're not getting it, I don't want to say in the proper manner, but the interpretation of it can be hard sometimes. All right. But at other moments, there are certain things that occur like your spirit guides are going to tell you because you need to be guided and protected in some manner. There's a warning of getting off track. They will like clearly come in and give you that information. You look out for feathers. Birds can be a very seeing swarms of birds and stuff like that can be a signal of like getting a message. The unicorn is a myth, right? So studying myths, you might have some myths around you, like people like telling fake stories, not being accountable for their actions. Not to play into any of that, just do you, Taurus, okay? You rest and meditate, though, all right? Roses, red roses, I don't know why that's coming through. You might want to put some of those in your house. The color orange, yellow is really good for you guys. Don't be afraid to go out and try new things. Definitely coming through here. Get active. Get near water when you feel like people are coming at you too much. You need to separate yourself from some people. Take a vacation. It could be a spontaneous vacation, like just, you know, with your partner for the weekend, with a friend, girls' night, going out dancing, guys' night. I don't know what guys do on guys' night. Paintball, video gaming. You know, football, soccer game, you know, rugby game. I don't know what they watch. But having like a potluck, they all bring over the food, you know, like a get together, one of those type of things. Definitely ensure that you're using both what you're seeing in your brain. I'm seeing the brain. Like using your right side of the brain and your left side of the brain is what I'm getting, okay? And one part of the brain is a lot more logical and the other part is more creative. Okay, you got to align both of them and be grounded. All right, you guys, hopefully this helped you out. Namaste, and I will talk to you next month. Ciao for now.